Dane, you're going crazy again. Ah! It's okay, there's a window here, right? This counts, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. So you gotta keep the madness at bay. Just like auto-injectors with Thorazine in them. Anytime you start thinking crazy thoughts, just ah! That's what you need. Wow, very cool. See, man, you gotta play these. Oh, whoops. You gotta play these little classic games and get fucked. Oh, yeah, I will, man. Don't tell me what to do, Sweden. Hey, Sweden! Let's go. We're Norwegians, Mark. Let's go. Okay, I can do this. Ugh. 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 Oh, look at that. That's cool. You can see more of the castle. They're right. They should have had more of that. Okay, we never clicked this. Filling out and making breakable objects. Yeah, talk
This
to me.
map was one of the most fun to make because of the rooms have more objects than we usually add in the levels. I think the first 2 rooms was pretty good, just because of this. But we can't add this many objects in every room in the game, because that would, first of all, be very demanding on your PC's performance, and a lot of our players doesn't have gaming rigs. Secondly, it wouldn't make sense if every room or corridor was a storage. We also try very hard to vary the levels and rooms as much as we can do. This level was also the first time in the game the player had any contact with the outside. So for this part I had to make a couple of different wall pieces, a pine tree and a breakable version of the window. And I can talk a little bit more about the breakable window here. When creating breakable objects like this, we have to first of all break the model by splitting parts up and creating pieces. Like on this window, it has a lot of wood parts that are loose after it breaks. Those parts are remodeled into broken versions, and in the broken version of the window they're actually hanging in the air at the same place they were when the window was whole. After modeling those and exporting the model into collada format, which our engine handles, I use our in-house model editor, set each wood part up with a body for collision, and I also add weight for it to behave realistically. I also add material type, in this case wood, and that is so that wood sound is played when a beat hits something. You can also set up more advanced stuff like how it will behave in water, how fast it can travel, and how fast the speed will decay, but also a lot of other settings as well. But when the broken version is done, I also set up a special entity of the original window where I set it to break at a certain force, and when that happens another entity will load and this one will disappear. And in this case we load the broken version of the window. We also set it up so a particle system with glass shards is going to be played as well as a break sound. And as soon as you break that window, and all that is happening, and since you probably threw something at the window, the force of that object will make the wood pieces fly, not fall straight to the ground as they would otherwise. That is pretty much how we do it with most breakable entities. But of course, creating a particle system and sounds for this is needed too. And in this level, you can also see a lot of props that I made earlier, before we started making maps. This is objects like shelves, tables, chairs, paintings, etc. But of course I didn't make all the objects in this level.
How can the guys that have the worst quality recording have the most to say? Like, if you're gonna get the guy to phone in to answer, like, do a little post roughage on it. Again, not an audio engineer, but even I have to change a few things before I throw up what I do. Even I've learned a couple of small tricks to make it a little less dumb. Give me this bird. Why would you do that? Look at the bunny.
Let's see what you have to offer.
Nothing.
What a mess. I should have sharpened the saw.
Oh, fuck
but
you.
I can sense it. It's definitely there.
That's really smart to have the flashbacks when you see things, but like... Oh, Fido. But like, they don't just like do a flashback and show you what it is, they just sort of give you a little bit of little taste, and you're like, oh, well, that's no good. Look what he did to this robot. Don't do that to robots. There's a robot that lives in my home. He's good. I love him. He's my buddy. Oh, look at this. What an asshole. Picked up a dog on the side of the road this weekend. Brought her home after I got her. Well, I didn't check her, but I got someone to check her for a chip. And she was very sweet. Happy ending though. Found her owners. She went home the next day. Good shit. Of course, I think they were a little bit like, why the fuck did you pick up our dog? Like one of those people, and be like, well, because it was in the middle of the fucking median on a major highway, you fucking idiot. It's $20. Put a fucking chip in your dog. I could have brought it back to your door. Idiot. Canis lupus familiaris, 1658, April 12th. After a short study, it is clear that the agitation found among humans can be found in the dog. It's possibly because of this thing called evolution? Actually, when did Darwin do his thing? I have Darwin's books somewhere in my library that's still in boxes. Doesn't matter. Fucking go find it. See, this is the thing. When you go to school, so I did a biology degree. You go to school, you get your biology degree. And everybody references the big minds that everything is based on, but you never actually read their work. And then when you actually go and you read their work, you're like, what? Bitch? Like, it's not what you thought it was. Anyway, fear and pain induce stress, which seems to trigger an endogenous response. Do you know what the word endogenous means, Mr. Writer? Causing the animal to burst with energy. I believe that the catalyst is produced in the brain. Okay, I guess you could use endogenous like that, like something internal hormonal is happening. Whatever. I believe that the catalyst is produced in the brain. It is difficult to determine exactly where and what it is, but I can sense it. It reeks of cosmic genesis. Wouldn't go that fucking far. There is an inherent problem in harvesting this energy, since the creature is bound to die from the exercise. Must refine this process of torture to enable any real work to be done. More experiments must be performed, but it seems that only human beings are able to produce the amount necessary. It might be their ability to appreciate the severity of the process that ultimately augments their experience of terror. I could never torture something like that dog that I picked up. Like, we had her tied up in the backyard just because, like, it was clear she was a farm dog, right? Like, but she was, so I'm not bringing her in the house. Like, if you don't chip your dog, I'm not convinced that you vaccinated either. And I've got other animals in the house. And I had a standing appointment with my vet just in case nobody called so that I could take her in and get her checked out. But this fucking sweet-ass dog, she's just, like, we're sitting outside just hanging with her. She's not lonely. And the whole day she's just showing us her belly. Like, you don't fucking know us. Like, how do you torture animals, man? They're the most trusting, sweet, pure fucking things on the planet. Like, come on. Who is this fucking... Right. Alexander? Welcome to Devil May Cry. Give me this. Give me this. 1658, January 9. Further disappointment. The antiquarian's latest findings yielded nothing. I'm still unable to grasp the inner workings of life and its relation to the power I sense within it. I shall pursue more books on the subject, but I suspect it will be in vain. Since no research has been made in my particular interest, I must attempt to fill that void myself. That would have been a weird time in science, where it wasn't really a collective yet. Like, now you go and everybody goes to a certain set of aggregator libraries to get their peer-reviewed, work. What did you do back then? You're just like, I don't know how electricity works. I know it exists, because I saw this paper one time, but I'll just go fuck with it. Clearly human emanates more of the energy I seek, but I hope animals will suffice, as they would prove less of a hassle to acquire. Leave them alone. How about you just don't experiment on anything? Dane, then we never get anything done. I'm aware of the conundrum, but, don't do things that feel wrong. Part of why I didn't continue on to grad school is I knew I was going to have to actually kill animals, and I just, I get it. I got trained in it, but I can't deal with it. It's not I had a professor like that too. She was brilliant. She got her PhD and everything. And she was doing brain stuff, and she was just like, yeah, like I didn't go down that road because I would have had to be chopping up animals every fucking day. I was like, yeah, it's not fun, right? So ask yourself about the people that can. I mean, like, thanks for the answers, but how many little beagles did you fucking kill today? Like, I don't know where to go with that. Dane, all those drugs you love, how do you think you got those? Yeah, I like those, but that doesn't mean I'm happy with how they came about. Just like fucking bacon. I love bacon, but I'm not happy how we do that. Can we fix that? Sir William Smith had been marked. There was no way for him to know that the young man from the other day cast such a terrible shadow. Alright, so what do we got? Got a drill, I got a key, machine room. That's where we're going. Kiss my ass. I like that this saves for you. I don't have to find them fucking lanterns. What the hell is this? It's a big boy. Let us leave. Let us leave. What a castle. Wait, machine room. Machine room. This is it, right? Am I stupid? Probably. Is this not the machine room? No, my bad. Machine room. No, 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 no. Finding it. What?
Don't forget your bag, Daniel.
Oh.
I won't, Herbert.
There is no shame in using a parasol in the desert.
Loser.
As it happens, it's imperative to your survival.
But it looks ridiculous.
The shade will hurt much less than dying, I assure you.
I get burned. I got super burned on the weekend because I was back and forth. I was in the car all fucking weekend, it felt like. And, despite being a Nazi about sunscreen, it was the one day I didn't use any. Like I'm burning it. I had a racerback top on, so I got that I got that very particular fucking burn going on back there. And that, oh, I got all my tattoos too. This is no good. How am I fucking lost? Yeah, you don't want sun on your tattoos. No, sorry, Bob. Oh wait, no, the machine room is in the elevator room, right? Does that make sense? Let's do it. But oh, wait. I never appreciated it before, but the score is excellent. What do you mean? Oh, because that's not... Dane, come on. You missed him to bed, Dane. Professor Taylor was the second death caused by his damned curiosity. Oh, fuck this place. I don't like this. Tell me about it.
This is another one of those contrast levels. This time calming the player down for what will happen once the elevator is finally running. The map is still dark though, giving a bit of foreboding for what is about to happen.
Is this supposed to calm me down for what happens on the elevator? Can't wait to get on the elevator. Machine room. No, that's just decorative. I don't like machines. I don't like haphazard pipes. They make me nervous.
What was that?
What was what? Okay, well, anyway.
5th of July, 1839. Today I went to the university looking for answers. I was able to sneak into Herbert's office and pick up an address book along with some relevant textbooks. Professor Taylor at the Faculty of History was very helpful, and I managed to approach the subject of the orbs. The most interesting aspect was the prevalent trace they had left in our culture. The mythic orbs may, in fact, have inspired the globus cruciger, which so many royal regalia holds to this day. In ancient times, the orbs were held by priests as a symbol of the sun and its power. As I was leaving, I overheard a disturbing conversation. Sir William Smith, the geologist, was killed last night. Less than a fortnight had passed since I'd asked for his expertise. I know it's silly, but I can't help feeling responsible somehow.
Man, Will Smith shouldn't have smacked Chris Rock. He ended up in this fucking game retroactively. Oh boy. Adequado pressus pressure. You know, I do appreciate that that guy took the time to try and translate it to Latin. I think it makes a difference. I meant to light that one. It's a nice little flavor. Like, even if you got it wrong, like, who cares? That was a nice touch. I have a copy of Wheelock's Latin somewhere in my library. Because Latin was one of those things that I was like you pick up a bit if you're probably raised in any Christian faith. And if you go to school for science at all, because you're just going to see it constantly. I was always kind of interested in it, but like I never had room for all the things that I wanted to study. And I still don't feel like I have room in my life to do and learn all the things that I'd like to do. I think that's one of the reasons why I resent daily chores so much, because I'm like, why am I fucking doing this when I could be fucking, like, learning Latin? Become the plumber. That's not how you spell plumber, but I appreciate
When I first
this.
saw the concept art for this level, I was pretty happy because I think it looked very interesting with all the pipes coming from random places and going throughout the level. But I was also a little bit worried because it looked so time-consuming to create all the pieces and placing them in the level. In the end, I was right about that because it did take a lot of time to make everything fit together. But I also think it was worth it because it's a very interesting looking level, and we also use the same pipe system for other levels. As for all the pipes in this level, I modeled and textured them in Maya. I think there are 26 different pieces of pipes that I made. I had to import the wall pieces used in this level into Maya as well, and make a temporary little map to check if the pipes were correct length and all. I also had to make sure all the pipes snap and align well at 0.25 meters in every axis, otherwise placing all the pipes in the level would be nearly impossible. As for creating the texture for the pipes, it was pretty easy because I went with a simple kind of rusty metal look. And when that was done, I started with the pipe work in the level. And as you can see, there are a lot of pipes in this level. After this map was done, you could say I pretty much became the plumber of the team. And for some reason, I got most of the pipe related levels scheduled to me.
So he likes the pipes. Respect the pipe. Alright, let's see here. Oof. Tonight is one of those nights where I'm like, man, should I just like use a vacation day tomorrow? Because I'm fucking digging what I'm doing right now. What is this just for fun or is this an item? I'm not sure. Oh. This is gonna be complicated. Note that there are only 2 spare rods left in the storage for the elevator machinery. Make sure to only discard the ones which are badly damaged and keep the others in the inner study rooms. Why is study capitalized? In case all 3 would crack again. 3 crack again? Oh, fuck. Again, not ripping on them. It's practice.
14th of July, 1839. I've read every book I can find on the subject. While rich in legend and hearsay, my knowledge is lack for the insight I crave. I've sent letters to many in Herbert's address book and received answers of varying importance. Today, I got one which differed greatly from the others. From a baron in Prussia. He said nothing about the quaint stories of priests in underground temples. He didn't even mention them. He simply wrote, "I know. I can protect you. Come to Brennenburg Castle." Signed, Alexander. What am I to make of this? Protect me from what? Is someone after me? I looked up Brennenburg and traced it to the Prussian woods near the Baltic Sea. While being the least informative letter I've received, it causes me greatest distress and interest. As I write, my thoughts are drawn to my nightmares in which a most disturbing sound calls to me. A sound defying description. A voice from the void. The last few weeks have been awful, with so many sleepless nights dreading a repeat of those horrid dreams. Tomorrow, I shall visit my physician, Dr. Tate, in hope that he can provide me with sedatives to help me sleep.
It would be nice if they had, so like the bunker was interesting, but it would be nice if they had more like the story, right? Like if they, I mean, it was a different guy that wrote it and everything. The story was a little, I don't know how to, I don't quite know. I don't want to say it wasn't good enough because it's miles above so many other things, but like compared to this and just like the depth that they have in all this, like, damn, man. Wait, do I have a rod? I do. Flow cycle rod. I don't know what it does, but this feels like it's going to be complicated and irritating. The pipes are kind of chaotic. It's unsettling. Like, why are they out here? Why aren't they all neatly tucked away? Why do you have all these fucking pipes up my ass? I still feel like... Are you sure I don't need these? These feel like something I want. And yet... But they're not like... You know, they're not like... They're missing... Oh, I fucking called that! Here we go. Dane Green. Calling it out. Knew they looked too fucking tight to be not just decoration. Yeah. Where's the other one? This is nice and lit up.